Let me see. Roland and the title is Bird's Eye View. It's very, very interesting. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Since an early age, I've been intrigued by skydiving. I grew up watching action movies where the main character would jump out of the plane, fly through the sky, open up their parachute, land on the ground, beat up the bad guys. Later in my teens, extreme sports became popular. I watched videos of groups of people jumping out of the plane, doing crazy flips in the air, holding hands in a big circle before releasing their parachute. For this reason, skydiving always seemed like something fun, exciting, liberating. It's been on my bucket list of things to do in my lifetime. Fast forward to my college years. In one of my math classes, I met a beautiful young lady named Lynette. We became friends, got to know each other. Turns out she's a little crazy, just like me, and been wanting to try skydiving for herself. For this reason, in August of 2010, we agreed to drive to Skydive San Diego and do our first jump. If you're skydiving for the first time or for entertainment, usually what you do is a tandem jump, which means you have a professional skydiver who straps you to their chest and jumps out of the plane with you. They open up their parachute and safely land, so you don't have to do anything. However, Gaia and I tried to do something different. We took a level 1 course needed to get skydiving license. We had to take a 4-hour class, at the end of which we would jump out of the plane without being strapped up to anyone. In that 4-hour class, we learned how the parachute is constructed, how to fold it and fold it, at which altitude we're going to jump out of the plane, to which altitude we're going to open up our parachute, and of course how to safely land ourselves on the ground. At the end of the class, once we passed our written test, the moment came. We put our gear on and started walking to the landing strip. Up to this point, I was having fun, enjoying myself, learning new things. Once I stepped up to the plane, my mood has drastically changed. I got nervous. I got a pit in my stomach. This is not the type of plane I usually fly on. This is not a Boeing 747. This thing has propellers. I've never been in one of those. Nevertheless, we got on. Took off. Started gaining altitude. The higher and higher we were getting, more and more nervous I was becoming. Now I'm thinking to myself, skydiving? Fun? Exciting? No. This is scary and dangerous. At the altitude of 13,500 feet, plane's door opened. My instructor waved me to come to the door. I was the first to jump. Seeing ground thousands of feet below me, I felt like my life is in danger. I do not want to jump. What do? I look back to see Gaia behind me and think to myself, I can't let her think that I'm a coward. And go head first out of the plane. Once I'm free falling, I've forgotten everything I learned.
I was there.
The only thing that is going through my head was, I was in a complete shock. Luckily, my instructors who jumped out behind me were paying close attention to what I was doing. After about 20 seconds of free falling, they caught up to me and grabbed me from both sides. started giving me instructions. Raise your legs higher. Look at your altimeter. Open up your parachute. But I could barely pay attention to what they were saying. At the altitude of 5,000 feet, they opened up my parachute for me. A sigh of relief. I went from free falling to the ground at the speed of 120 miles per hour to gently gliding 1 mile above Earth, enjoying the view, trying to process what just happened to me, trying to figure out how to turn my parachute to the landing zone. After about 5 more minutes of floating, we made it safely to the ground. Gaia and I celebrated our achievement, our first skydive. But I was curious. I had to ask her, how did you find the courage to jump out of the plane? She said, after I saw you jump out first, I knew I didn't want you to think that I'm a coward. Moral of the story, if you're gonna go skydiving, bring a friend.
Thank you all. While listening, and I'm scared.